Hello everyone, welcome to my page, Timo Starboy, Reality Talk TV. I greet you at your location time. My beautiful and handsome viewers all over the world. So you're welcome to my platform. I'm Timo Starboy. So the topic we want to treat today is about human rights. For those people, I believe that a lot of people in Nigeria, they don't know their right. They don't know that they have a human right, and very, very positive. And I believe that 100%, I'm sure that people, they don't know their right. If they know their right, things will not be worsened in Nigeria. It will not, be worsened. So we would like to teach about human right. What is human right? So that is the topic of today. As you can see the title, you have a human right all over the world in the court of law. In any under the law, you have your right to stand with your right, because in as much as the government, the leader in the government, they don't know their wrong, they don't know their left from right. So you need to prove to them that you have a right as a human being. So I will play you some video. I may not be analyzing it very well to you guys, but this video we sorry guys, I think I get some mail. So this video you're about to watch, we engineer you. They might say that maybe we are just instigating people, but me, I call it teaching about the way of life. I'm just teaching about the way of life. I'm not instigating people to do bad things, or maybe to do terror or something like that. They might call it whatever they want to call it, but me, I know for sure that human rights in human activities is very important, and you need to know about it, because in every country they have human right. They have human right. Quote me right. They have human right. It is only Nigeria is a lawless country that they are abusing people, their right. They are abusing people their right because of the gullible leaders we have. Their impunity, in all the aspects of their way of doing. That is why they don't want you to know what is going on. A lot of people are naive to this subject, So that is why we want to be teaching you people, in order to stand tall with them and ask for your right. Because you have your own destiny, You have your own destiny. Everybody have it. Everybody have it. Some people will be saying that I leave it to God. I leave everything to God. It is not everything you will leave to God. It is not everything. You have to take action wherever is needed. You have to take action by yourself, So allow me to play you this video. It is son, as you know, Falana, Mr. Falana, one of our top son and human rights activists. So let me play you the video, this interview. So please listen attentively. Listen to this video. You might pick one or two things, and please just take a pen and paper. You can write it down, what you don't know, and ask somebody else, or you can put your comment below this show. It's allowed. Your comment is allowed. And please don't forget to share. Share. Thank you very much, and God will bless you all. So let's play this video. Let me take you there. Okay, here we go.
Thank you so much. So I normally start my the conversation on the future of Nigeria by
this is an interview
guests,
with Mr.
where
Falana.
they think the country is going, and so in your case, I mean, your views are very well known on a few of the issues.
So let's
I'd like to
listen together.
just take it from the point of view of the judiciary. But you could take it in any direction that you also want. What do you think is the state of the judiciary today, and how best do you think this can be sorted out for the future of the country?
About the future of the country?
Yes.
I'm very optimistic. I just left a conference in Accra, Ghana, on constitutional changes of governments in Africa.
Like I said, please listen attentively. Because you might miss some point.
So was confronted with the fact that my country, Nigeria, occupies a prominent place in the continent of Africa, in the West Africa sub-region. And so much is expected from Nigeria in terms of providing leadership for the entire black race, because this is the largest concentration of black people on earth.
I'm sharing this program to my platform.
And so,
I'm sharing
we're
to
challenged.
my contact.
Why are you failing to lead Africa?
Don't forget to share and leave your comment. Thank you.
And I made it clear to all the guests. We have enormous human and natural resources that can take care of almost the entire African continent if we can get our acts together. But my optimism is drawn from the fact that the masses of our people are very tolerant and they mean well for the country. And their demands are not much. They want good education for their children, good health care system, access to some basic necessities of life.
Right.
And for me, once we can mobilize our people to demand accountability on the part of the government, for me, the sky will be the limit. So the task before genuine progressive forces is to go out there to the masses and mobilize them to take their political destiny in their own hands.
Can you hear that?
They must shun, our people must shun politicians.
That is the one point.
Who come around to distribute money or buy votes. People must now begin to demand their rights under the law. And so for me, that is doable. From what you read now in the social media, people are beginning to ask questions. And the government is being forced to respond to those questions.
Sorry guys. Sorry, my bad.
President Bola Tinubu has banned, at least for 3 months,
Foreign travel.
frequent frivolous trips abroad by MDAs. And that must go the whole hog. The state government must also emulate that policy so that we can save money to address the problems of underdevelopment confronting these people. I mean, this country.
Right.
And that will also force us to fix our hospitals so that the rich and top public officers will not go abroad for medical, treatment and thereby promote medical tourism. Now that the UK and some countries now that our people are finding it difficult to send money abroad to pay, expensive
medical bills.
School fees,
yeah.
We also will get the government to now begin to pay attention to our schools so that we can fix our own schools. So I'm confident from the point of view of human rights and public interest litigation, that we have enough laws today to take care of the welfare of our people. What we are trying to do now from the human rights community is to make these laws available to our people, so that they begin to demand their right. Take, for instance,
Exactly. That is the point.
Section 18 of the Constitution provides
That is the point.
there shall be free education
Demand
from
for your
primary
right.
to university.
Yes.
But what the ruling class did was to entrench a proviso to the extent that this will only be possible if and when feasible, when possible, when made possible by the government. And the government, of course, will not do that. But what we've done over the year is to insist, at least at the primary school level,
Yeah.
we must make it compulsory. So there are laws now at the federal and state levels, where that have provided free and compulsory education from primary to junior secondary school. That for 9 years. So we are now trying to educate our people, enlighten our people to appreciate their rights, the rights of their children.
That is what we are doing
under
here.
the Child's
To
Rights
educate our people.
Act, the Child's Rights laws in the state. All this.
Are you getting the point, guys? To educate our people. To educate our people. Because a lot of people, they are naive. They don't know what is a right thing for them. They don't know what is the human right. What does it mean? So that is why we are playing you this video. Just analysis, you know. So let's continue the video.
States now have embraced and enacted the Child's Rights Act into law in their state. So we must now get this shame. We must end this shame of having 20.2 million children
Out of school.
out of school.
Imagine that.
Along this line, we have just filed a case in Lagos. We've dragged the federal government and all the state government to the Federal High Court. Can you justify
We will learn.
why you are not accessing
We will learn very hard.
about 60
hard way.
billion naira as of November last year? I have just confirmed now that the money in that account is 100 billion, not accessed by the state government. Now that the state governments are collecting more money from the federation account, we must now insist that you must access this money.
And the reason they don't access it is because of the counterpart funding.
Yeah, that's counterpart funding.
That they will-
Now there is enough,
For them,
to now pay the counterpart fund and be able to take the money to go to the states and banish illiteracy.
interesting. Now, I want to switch gears to an issue that I've heard you speak a lot about, and it's about the role in the constitution of the Nigerian Police Council, vis-a-vis what seems to be a groundswell consensus on the issue of state police. So the last time the president met with the governors, said that, oh, look, let's go and get this state police done. But I've heard your views, expressed, about the fact that governors are actually members of the Nigerian Police Council and they can get things done there. My question to you, therefore, trying to put all this together is that, do you think that the Police Council by itself is enough to guarantee the community policing, which is one of the reasons why people want state police, or will you go all the way out to actually support the advocacy for state police?
I think your question will have to be addressed from my experience under the colonial regime. We had regional police. Apart from the colonial police, we later had regional police when you had partial indigenous government in the 50s.
Right.
So between 51 and 59, we had regional police. Between 1960 and 66, when the military took over power, albeit illegally, we had regional police. But why the country, why did Nigerians unanimously campaign for the abolition of regional police or state police in the great debate of 1976 to 1979. I've gone to read the great debate. This is compiled into a big book. And
interesting.
The major problems, right,
yes,
at that time,
right,
was that the ruling party
in the region,
used the state police effectively to intimidate
opponents
and silence opponents. Sometimes, was there an incident in the Southwest where the ruling party or their thugs, the thugs of the ruling party,
that was the Western region,
yes, will kill and then dump the dead body in your compound in the night as a member of the opposition. The following morning you are arrested and charged with murder and taken away.
So barbaric. So barbaric.
Of course, the case will be eventually dismissed for want of, evidence or want of diligent prosecution.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, pardon me. Pardon me for that. We'll be right back. Just a commercial.
The NEPU.
Sorry, guys.
That is another element people.
Thump up.
Union.
Double tap.
Progressive Union. Yeah.
The members were constantly and consistently victimized by the ruling MPC.
Yeah.
Northern People's Congress. And so people felt, no, we can't go back to that era. So let us have one police force for all of us. Hence, in 1979 and 1999,
I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Federal
the
police,
show.
not federal government police,
Drop your comment. Very
has
important.
been entrenched in the Constitution. In Section 215,
You must know your
it is
rights.
stated that there shall be only one,
Claim your
only
right.
the Nigerian police force.
Nigeria is a
How
barbaric
is that
animal.
police? And I think
Country.
the late Professor Nwabueze made it clear in one of his books that one central police force is not necessarily antithetical to federalism. It depends on the management of the force. Unfortunately, our governors have allowed the Nigerian police force to become the federal government police force. Hence the demand for state police. Under the Constitution, Section 216 of the Constitution,
216.
the President of the Republic
Take your pen
cannot
and papers and write down.
appoint or remove an Inspector General of Police without consulting the Nigerian Police Council. The schedule to that section,
Impunity acting
Schedule 7 of the
must be
Constitution,
abolished in Nigeria.
it is stated there. Well stated that the Nigerian Police Council shall administer, organize, and supervise the Nigerian police force. Who are the members of the Nigerian Police Council? The President as the chairman, the Inspector General of Police, the chairman of the Nigerian Police Service Commission, and the 36 state governors. So in that 39 member body, 36 members are chief executives of the state. It is in that council where the members should discuss how many police personnel should be in every state, how the police command in every state should be funded, and how the police council, force in every state should be managed and supervised and administered. But what has happened? That body had limits. I have a case in court to compare regular meetings of that body because of insecurity in our country. It's not in a democratic society. It is not business of the military to police the society, but you have regular meetings of the Nigerian Security and Defense Council, whereas we don't have regular meetings of the Nigerian Police Council. So we must go back to the provisions of the Constitution. It's not unusual in a federation to have the federal government police and state police. But again, we have to go back to the drawing table and fine-tune our policies before you can have state police. You must assure people there are governors in Nigeria, right? That will simply turn the state police into an instrument of oppression. Because even right now, the federal police is turned into instrument of oppression. So we must agree that in a federation, every tier of government, every federating unit should be able to enforce its own laws with its own security apparatus. But then you must guarantee that there will be no intimidation or oppression of political opponents, either by the federal government police or the state, or even local government police. Because right now we deceive ourselves.
A lot.
We already have decentralization of the Nigerian police force right now.
Well, most people won't agree with
Every
that,
community, because of insecurity, every estate in Lagos or Abuja, they all have their own private security arrangements. And majority of them are armed.
Even thugs.
And the state will pretend not to know.
Even
Once you don't
in
go out there to
they have a police
kill unarmed people.
for bodyguard.
So these are the areas we have to look at. Even the federal police. Why do you transfer
Our police
a commissioner of police in a state on the eve of election?
They are rubbish.
Because of the belief that the commissioner of police will kowtow to the governor. And so, in order to create a level playing ground, you will ask the commissioner of police to go elsewhere. And you bring another commissioner of police or a set of commissioners of police to manage the election. So why do we keep on deceiving ourselves? And that is why we must seriously give that idea some serious thought. The meeting that the president had with the governors, it was raised as an idea whose time has come. But it hasn't been adopted.
Not yet.
I believe a lot of thinking will have to go into it so that we don't create more problems. Because right now, you have occasional clashes between the EFCC and the State Security Service, or between the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Police Force. We cannot afford that. So that kind of a dangerous scenario.
So problematic
if you have a state
in the
police
country.
That will have to confront
Problem
the
everywhere.
federal police. So we must clearly define the jurisdiction
Problem in our officers.
of each police service. I wouldn't want to use, it's not comfortable. I'm not comfortable to use the word force.
I see that.
That was the position of the colonial, authorities.
Yeah.
And that's because they wanted the force to cow our people to submission. For when they were collecting taxes, they were killing our people. Workers were being killed for protesting, as you heard in Iva Valley, Enugu in 1949, or the Aba woman in 1929, or the Egba woman in 1947. So that was in police force. Now it must be a people's police service, and it must serve the people and not the government in power.
Very interesting. Let's move it on as we begin to round up because of our time.
Yeah.
I wanted to also ask you about the situation in Okoloba, where we have that very unfortunate attack on the Nigerian military. I noticed that your comment had said that it shouldn't be the military that should have done the arrest. after the unfortunate incident. So I wanted you to, expatiate. What's your perspective on what had happened, in terms of civil-military relations?
Well, the tragic killing, the brutal killing of the 4 officers and 12 soldiers,
Right.
occurred on the 14th of March. Barely 24 hours later, because I sensed danger when I discovered that gory pictures of the slain soldiers were circulating in the social media. I issued a statement while commiserating with the family, the bereaved family,
Right.
and the military.